Hey everyone, this is Samantha Flax, and you're watching Love Streaming TV. Today, our question comes from Charlotte from Miami, Florida. Charlotte writes, Dear Samantha, I wanted to write you because I'm having a hard time dealing with the fact that most of my friends are married and I am still single. It's not that I am unhappy for them, because I am genuinely happy for my married friends. This is more about me and any advice you could give me on how to remain sane when I am the single girl in a sea of all married people. Thank you and happy Valentine's Day. So, hey Charlotte, thank you so much for writing in. And your question, truthfully, comes at the perfect time because right now it's the month of February and I am actually having my own official month of love. It's on my Facebook page and on Twitter at Samantha Flax. So if you're not already doing so, I hope that will join me. And today, this video will be published on Throwdown Thursday. Throwdown Thursday is all about discussing topics that we're all thinking about. And, maybe some things that are controversial, some things that, we just talk about amongst our friends and family. And today, I'm really excited that we get to talk about being single in a married world. And that's the topic today for Throwdown Thursday in the official month of love of February. So I have to let you know and totally be honest that I am married and I do have kids. So I'm not going to understand the single person's perspective completely and totally. I will say that through working with my clients in both coaching and matchmaking, talking to my friends and family, I really opened my eyes and really am a lot more in tune with what it's like to be single. So I just wanted to let you know before we get started. So the first place I want to go is to really talk about the fact that I think we all judge each other way too much. I think that single people assume that a married life is a certain way, and I think married people assume that a single life, is a certain way. If I'm being totally honest, I think sometimes it is super cool to be single. You can go out, do whatever you want, whenever you want. You can really be more clear about the type of relationship you want and really have the type of relationship that you want. You might be at a time in your life where your career is at a place that you want it to be. You can literally pick up and travel around the world without really answering to anybody. So that stuff is pretty cool. And I have to say, it's also pretty cool on the flip side. It's wonderful to be able to share your life with your soulmate and to really go through life with somebody and sharing things, maybe starting a family, growing together, growing your careers in a certain way. There are so many beautiful things about being married. And, that's just the surface stuff. That's the stuff I think that is the typical stuff that we assume of each other, right? Like the single people have a certain life this way and married people have a certain life another way. So I would say instead of judging each other, instead of, just assuming that we know what each other's life is like, I would say to really start showing some compassion, right? If you're married, maybe have a little more compassion for your single friend who is going through life alone right now. That can get a little lonely, no matter how amazing it may seem to, be single at a certain point in life. And the same thing for single people. I know you look at your married friends and you're like, oh my gosh, they're so lucky. They have somebody to go through life with. But, it's not like marriage comes with a roadmap. It has a lot of bumps and ups and downs. And for all you know, your married friends are really just trying to make it through every single day. So really stop judging each other and start showing some compassion. Once you get into that mindset, I really would suggest that you let your married friend know that you want to talk with them, you want to have a conversation with them. Because the truth is, your married friend might be totally in the dark. For example, you might be totally happy being the third wheel, on a dinner date on a Friday night, or the fifth wheel. You might be totally comfortable and into that. Your married friend might have no idea that you feel comfortable being the third wheel. So you might just have to spell it out and let them know that it's totally cool for them to go out with you, and that the only thing you really want is to be invited. You want to be included in the group of 5, the group of 7, whatever it is. You have to let them know that you want to be invited and that it's up to you whether you want to go or not. Also, I would let them know kind of other stuff that you're feeling about being single. They might not really know how to support you. They might assume that you're always somebody that's down on your love life, or maybe you're somebody that's always happy about being single. They might not really know your day to day. And you probably don't want to hear their advice about what it was like to be single in their 20s. You might be in your 30s, 40s, and beyond now, and single life is absolutely different in your 20s than in your 30s. So that's just about being honest, being open, and having that conversation with your friend. And finally, I would say own being single, own being in a relationship, own being married. Wherever you're at in your life, just own it. If you're single, rock out, your single life, enjoy it. Take advantage of everything that being single has to offer. Like what we talked about earlier in the video, if you want to travel, maybe go do that. Spend more time with friends, maybe make new friends. Maybe married friends aren't the ideal friends for you. And if you're married, own that you're married, but also remember that your single friends are your friends and they'll always be there for you too. This is all about friendship and maintaining good friends and making each other feel comfortable and having that compassion. So Charlotte, I hope that I answered your question. I hope that you are all enjoying the month of love. I know that I am, and I'm super excited that Valentine's Day is coming up. And, I'm really excited to continue the conversation over at samanthaflax.com. We'll just continue right under the video, and also continuing at my Facebook page and on Twitter using the hashtag ThrowDownThursday. Charlotte, thank you so much again for writing in. I look forward to connecting with all of you. I hope that you're enjoying the month of love. If you think that anybody would really enjoy this video or get some benefit from it, single, married, in a relationship, whatever, share this video. I'd really appreciate it. And that's it. Until next time.